The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is presented by the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, Cool Winds Farms, thestable.ca, and Midland Acres. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lima, Ohio, Allen County Fair. Doug Ballinger, Michael Langler.
Good evening,
Matt is on the camera tonight, Matt Clark.
Matt, the magic media man.
Yes, he can do the magic. Roger Houston going to call the first three tonight. Roger called the first two last night. He had never called here at Lima before. So he drove, he's been staying in Greenville and doing some OHHA work and always likes to come to Greenville and call races. He called races at Darke County Fair from 1963 through 1975. We shared the fair there in 74 and 5, and then he went to the Meadows and was long gone from the county fair scene in Ohio, but once in a while would make a trip back to Greenville. But
how many... I know he said it was the first time he called here was yesterday. How many did he say that was?
This was number 159.
Calling races at 159 different locations.
Different venues, yes. And about 183,000 race calls.
And 7 million miles on the car.
And he was gentleman, 98 years old, by the name of Ralph Beckstead in Slina. Roger wanted to see him today because he would always meet Roger at the Jug, and Ralph is a good friend of mine. Matter of Ralph took me over here to call my first race at the matinee in June of 1970.
Wow.
It was a radio announcer, and they knew I wanted to be an announcer, and the guy was just doing a job for him, as a radio disc jockey.
Very cool.
So I went over after he called the first two and called the rest. That's how, this is right here where I called my first race, but to show you the kind of guy Roger is, he went to go see this 98-year-old Ralph Beckstead that he hadn't been around in 3 years, that he used to see every year at the Jug. So Roger spent probably 20 minutes to a half hour there.
That's Roger.
Yes.
He will do that. We have a beautiful evening and a great crowd in the grandstand here. We are at the Allen County Fair in Lima. A quick overview of the races. We have most of the horses for the first race are out on the track, but in summary, we have 9 races on the card this evening. We've got $55,000 in purses. We have 1 3-year-old colt trot, first race. Second race, a 3-year-old filly pace. Then we have 2 divisions of the 2-year-old filly trot. That'll be in race 3 and 7. We have 3 divisions of the 2-year-old colt pace. That'll be races 4, 6, and 8. And our signature series, the Super Trot, will be in races 5 and 9 this evening.
So it'll be a good night of racing. This first race, sponsored by, it's the Doc Steiner Classic, Steiner Stock Farm, just a half a mile away from here. David Steiner, local doctor here, had some great trotters that are samples in my hometown trained. Lil Rodney, Hassie Blaze, I'm going back to 1970 when they was great trotters at Scioto Downs. You couldn't beat them.
That was just before my Scioto Downs time. My first box in the clubhouse there was in 81.
Okay.
81. So I got the early days of David Miller, Ray Paver, Chip Noble.
Yes.
Some great times and some very, very tough racing conditions. Take it upstairs for the introductions. Here's Roger.
Number 4, Spirit of Success, Escrino Jr. Number 5, we have Fireball, Dan Holiday. Number 6, we have Poncho O. And Mike Solomon, Hitting the Salt. Dan Holiday drives the 5. Also pick 1 score, go to the gate. Shut out. Wager now.
I'm not sure
Matt's on a mission.
Matt is on a mission.
But we got a field of 6 here for the Doc Steiner Classic for $10,522. Coming off the rail, Amaretto's Andy, Kevin Snyder for Kim Daly, a winner twice this year. $24,000, the winner, 59-3 at Sauda Downs.
Number 2, Unhinged, Roger Hughes, driver, trainer, and owner. 6 out of 13 in the money, a mark at 2 minutes at the Wilmington Fair. And last year was a better year. Last year he was 14 out of 16 for $32,000.
The 3, Hollywood Handsome, Roy Burns, trains and dries. 3 starts, hit the board once with a third, $2,500 in earnings.
Number 4, Spirit of Success, Ed Greeno, driver, trainer for the E.G. Trot LLC of Findlay, Ohio. 6 out of 10 in the money, mark at 203 at Troy, earnings at $13,000.
6, CS Fireball, Ken Holiday for Ken Hurst, 10 starts, has a second, a little over 6,000. Shows a lot of breaks on the card for the 5 CS Fireball.
And 6-horse Head Honcho Bo, Mark Winters, Jeff Neisinger on the bike for Robert Buger of Xenia. 14 starts this year, 9 times in the money, mark at 201 at Wilmington, and the highest earnings of any horse in the race, just under $33,000.
So we look across the way. Starter Mike Wepkenberg has called him to the gate. Field of 6, the Doc Steiner Classic for $10,522. 3-year-old colt and gelding trotters.
Doug, how you feel about calling this one? I got no sound from Roger.
Okay, we'll have to do her. I don't have a binoculars, but I think we'll be okay.
It worked 10 minutes ago.
Is that, we lost Roger?
I'll be done. Okay.
I could take the first half if you want, Doug. It's all you. They're in the stretch for the first. Here they come.
Enter off, first away, Head Honcho Bo on the outside, Unhinged on the inside, comes out in second. Amaretto's Andy is third, Spirit of Success. The outside is fourth. Field of Trotters make the way into the turn. Racing fifth is Hollywood Handsome, and the early trader is CS Fireball. As they head up the backside, Unhinged jumps it off. Down the backside they trot. Head Honcho Bo, Jeff Neisinger lead number 3. Amaretto's Andy is second, Spirit of Success racing third. Then it is Hollywood Handsome in fourth. Second to last is CS Fireball, and trailing the field Unhinged as they trot by the opening quarter. Head Honcho Bo takes the field of trotters by the quarter. Racing second, Amaretto's Andy, trotting third around the turn, Spirit of Success. Next and fourth, Hollywood Handsome, CS Fireball, and the trader is Unhinged. He's off stride as they pass the stand for the first time and come on over to the half. Head Honcho Bo by a length. Amaretto's Andy second, Spirit of Success third, gapped away, Hollywood Handsome fourth, CS Fireball fifth, and still trailing way back. Unhinged trails the field as they head to the 5-8. Neisinger, Head Honcho Bo will guide him to the 3/4 mark. Amaretto's Andy is second, Spirit of Success third, Hollywood Handsome is fourth, some dozen lengths off the leaders, and moving to the outside, CS Fireball, and way back, Unhinged continues to trail the field, and to the outside, Amaretto's Andy and Kevin Snyder coming after the leader, Head Honcho Bo. Spirit of Success is third, CS Fireball fourth, Hollywood Handsome is fifth, and Unhinged trails the field. Round the far turn, Head Honcho Bo clings to that lead. On the outside, Amaretto's Andy is second. They're at the top of the stretch, and it is Head Honcho Bo. Amaretto's Andy on the outside. Coming to the line, Head Honcho Bo is almost there. It is Head Honcho Bo to take the opener. Amaretto's Andy second, Spirit of Success home third.
202.
202, I believe that's what Roger would say. So the winner,
Head Honcho Bo for Mark Winters.
Now I called the race and I couldn't figure out who the winner was. That's true. I had to think for a minute.
Oh, you called it perfect.
I know,
but you didn't miss a beat in the call. Head Honcho Bo take the wire-to-wire first race this evening, purse $10,522. I think Jeff knew what he had. I also think most of the gamblers did as well, as the horse went off the favorite at 3-5 this afternoon. The two-horse Unhinged was pretty much unhinged most of the race.
Yes, he was.
And he was the second favorite, finished last, unfortunately. I had it at 6-1, Amaretta's Andy staying on the rail for most of the race, just a nice, comfortable trip. And 4, Spirit of Success with Ed Greeno in third. We will wait for the official rundown from Roger, and Head Honcho is at the 8th pole and on his way back to our winner's circle. Winner of the Doc Steiner Classic, tonight's first race. Beautiful night up here, folks. If you're anywhere close to I-75, I would say from Dayton to Detroit, you can make it here for the 6th race or later. Plenty of time. We've got a nice cool breeze. We're in the shade. It is not as hot here today as was expected. And it is a beautiful evening, and we have a
It's right at 80. Yeah, right at 80 degrees, but it's
perfect.
comfortable.
Sure is.
Head Honcho Bo, the 3-year-old Bagel de Santa Traffic Caviar out of the Chip Hooray Mare. Hooray for Mom. Mark Winters trains. Jeff Neisunger drives for Robert Berger, Xenia, Ohio. 5th to the season.
29-3 final quarter. Pretty impressive. Still had plenty left. I think when Amaretta's Andy tried to make that move, I think Jeff had been holding back quite a bit
Jeff,
at that point.
Yes.
Just opened it up a little bit. Those are the results and the wrap-up. Did they do the wrap-up? Did they do top? Here we go. Amaretta's Andy second. Unhinged 6th. Hollywood Handsome 5. 3 for Spirit of Success. 4 for CS Fireballs, and Head Honcho Bo, the winner of this evening's first race. Nicely done. That's our wrap up for the first. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with you in just a couple of seconds.
The Allen County Fair in Lima, Ohio had humble beginnings as a small meeting 170 years ago. Local farmers gathered for the sole purpose of establishing an agricultural society that would organize an annual county fair. Finally, the first county fair was held for one day in October of 1851. A few years after its founding, the fair would be held just east of Lima. That same plot of land would eventually be known as the Lima Driving Park. The driving park consisted of a half-mile track and was considered among the best in the United States to host harness, automobile, and motorcycle races. The most celebrated harness horses appeared in competition at the Lima track. Even the legendary Dan Patch set a new track record of 2:04 at the Allen County Fair in 1903. The famous pacer had arrived in Lima in his own private railroad car. Today, the Allen County Fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association. They host 2 evenings of live-action harness racing.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
The thrill and excitement of Grand Circuit Racing returns to the Delaware County Fairgrounds. Make your plans to attend the 78th Little Brown Jug.
You win the Little Brown Jug!
Little Brown Jug Week starts Sunday, September 17th.
I only said Mount Vernon because I had read some bio stuff on Chris, and I know that he played a lot there when he was a teenager, when he was starting off, but I'm not sure.
So, yeah.
Roger's got a couple of years on you, man. I'm gonna go with Mount Vernon. We'll get it.
So, Chris Page, if you are listening tonight at Out of Downs, let us know if it was Mount Vernon or Urbana.
Let us take a look at the horses that will be coming out here shortly for the second race this evening. This is a one division only, the 3-year-old filly Pace. We had a great national anthem out here. I'm not sure how much you could hear it through the open mic, folks, but it's a little Bruce Springsteen sounding in this guy's edgy voice, and it's quite entertaining. Number 1 is Ella Bella Boo, Jeff Neisinger for Adam Short. 23 starts this year, 14 out of 23 in the money, a mark of 53-4, and earnings of $29,500. She's a Nob Hill High filly out of the mare Princess Baby L by Riverboat King. Go ahead.
2 is LL Mistress Austin Hanners for Clarence Falk. This is a 3-year-old bay filly, but well said out of the Art Major mare Maestra. 2 wins, 2 seconds, a third, and 16 starts. 20,000 this season, 34,005. Lifetime of winner at Out of Downs, 153 earlier this year.
The 3 is Bay City Babe. Kenny Holliday will take the reins for Brian Georges. This is a Nob Hill High filly out of She Shall Cruise by Yankee Cruiser. Kent Walker from New Vienna is the owner. 17 starts this year, 10 out of 17 in the money. A mark of 58-4. Chillicothe, the earnings of $21,000 this year, $50,000 total off of a 9 out of 14 season last year.
Drew Neal drives the 4 Killer Ways for Ryan Miller. The 3-year-old bay filly down by the seaside is owned by Miller Racing Stable, along with Dr. Chris Gilbert of Greenville. Winner once this season in 6 starts, 3 seconds, a third. 11,500 this year. Winner at Attica just a few weeks ago, 202, the 4 Killer Waves.
And in the money, every race except for a 7-hole trying to cut it for $13,000 at Scioto. Otherwise, first, second, third, second, third. Killer Waves with a strong performance and got to the winner's circle last week for the first time. Number 5 is Nacho Mama. Nacho Mama will be driven by Hank Levan. Also for Brian Georges, BFJ Jameson of Washington Courthouse, Aloha Dreams LLC of New Holland, and D. Watts of Ormond Beach, Florida. 17 starts this year, 2 wins, 6 third-place finishes, $12,000 in earnings, a mark of 57 at a sloppy track in Scioto. She's a Fear the Dragon at a Joe's Miss Daisy by Jenna's Beach Boy, and she could be tough here.
6 Bud's Big Dance. Pierce Henry picks up the drive for trainer Doug Hunt. This is 3-year-old bay filly by Big Bad John.